Chula for 9211 coming at you with another video. This video is for the YCS format that just won a few days ago. I believe it was in Hartford, Connecticut. I think the guy's name was Poe. Um, and it was like I said, a Sky Striker. This is the deck. Basically, to a lot of people, it doesn't make sense. It's just a super hyper control. It's like a troll deck. It's very funny actually. I like it. I don't like. I don't want to say I don't like, but I wouldn't play Sky Strikers. But based on this format, I think I would. It's hilarious. Basically, you could go like 50 duels and zero wins and zero losses. Now, a lot of people are crying and complaining, as you've seen on my um, the image on the thumbnail. They're crying and complaining because they want the card banned. But I mean, to be honest with you, um, I've always said, a wise man once said, there is certain things that we always have with us in life. One of them is the poor, and the other one is the crybaby and the complainers. Like, there could be a lot of things missing, but those are never missing. You always have the poor people with you, or all of us, and we'll always have the crybabies and the complainers. So, I mean, they're always requesting, like, we hate Dragoon, get rid of him. We hate this, get rid of it. We hate this, get rid of it. We hate Mystic Mind, get rid of it. And it's like, it's funny because Konami doesn't listen to them. Even if they do get rid of it, they'll change it over to another format like the Master Duel. People don't understand. Konami is a business. They don't really care what you have to say. And if you leave, it doesn't matter. They're going to get new people. It's a multi-million-dollar company. Even if 50,000 people leave, it does not affect Konami. They have other people. It's all rigged. It's a system with CEOs, and they already figured it out. So whether people play or not does not matter. I know because I don't make that kind of money out of the cards I sell, and it's the same model. Like, people come and go, it does not affect me at all because I've already been selling cards since 2002. Anybody who comes or leaves from the channel doesn't do anything to me at all. I still get even more sales. It doesn't affect me because I already have the business model finished. This is just something on the side. So as you can see, the way that the deck plays, the main deck is just the trap tricks, and is basically bringing the trap, the dimension. I don't remember the full name of it, but basically, I don't know if it's a dimension core or what. I have some copies, and I had given some on some of the decks that people were buying, but basically you call a monster, fusion, or it doesn't matter what, and when you do, they can't summon any of those monsters that turn. He uses trap trick to do that, so he just activates it, gets it from the deck, sets it, and then he banishes one from his deck. So you gotta play a 3/3, and then he's got the hand trap lineup, which is funny because people like hand traps, and like now they got 3-3. So it's like people are not ready for that, like people love hand traps. I believe if they ban the Mystic, they should also ban the hand traps, and then people will start crying, no. That's hilarious. So then on top of that, he's got the Infinite Impermanence, and then the Landed the Mine and the Mystic card, the Ace cards. Basically, he's in full control the whole time. He decides what comes out, what doesn't. Kind of similar to the way that I play, but I don't play 3 Mystic Mines and 3 Landed Demise. But if I did, I know my Dark Magician can go undefeated in YCS. It's hilarious because basically you have your whole deck. They can't deal with your whole deck, and then on top of that, 3 Landed Demise, to search the 3 Mystic Mine. Like, believe me, they're not gonna do anything. I play one Mystic Mine and I hardly play. Like, if you look at my duels, I could go like 10 duels and only one duel I played Mystic Mine. I only play it when I'm being overpowered. Obviously, I bait them and they burn the bait and then they eat the Mystic and then they just surrender. But I can imagine playing 3 and 3 Land of the Mice. That's hilarious. Um, and then the rest of the spells, you already know what they do. They target more monsters in their deck to bring out, and then they also bring cards back. They also they're like change of heart. They can blow up back row. He's got a lot going on. Um, then he has draw power on top of that, and then he just redoes it all over again. If anything goes bad, he'll just side deck the um, evenly matched, and he's got more back row removal. Basically, they're not doing nothing against them. There's basically no plays. You can't play anything. That's why I like it. It's like people love control, right? I've never heard of a deck that doesn't have hand traps except for mine, and I play competitively. The other ones are the YCS Dark Magician decks, which tip of the cap to them. I consider them master Dark Magicians. Everybody else has like 98%. Basically, if you're watching this video, you probably play hand traps in your deck. In every other channel too, every other Dark Magician player. And then they run into this deck. It's hilarious because basically all other cards are pointless and you're wasting this person's time because you're not going to win no matter what you do. It's hilarious. If somebody wants to build this deck exactly like it is here, I challenge them to a duel with one of my decks. I'd like to play against the deck, and to see what happens. My deck is a back row heavy removal, and then it's an anti-negation. So my deck is already set up to go through all those negations. Yeah, I've gone through a lot of Sky Strikers, and they don't really affect me at all. I have a lot of videos on my channel where I destroy them. But I mean, this one, the only thing that it has added to it is the Mystic Mine. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool, pretty fun. So yeah, that's funny. I saw the whole duel and I saw he controlled them. The Despia deck never had a chance, even though the Despia deck was like super powerful. When it ran into this deck, basically there was nothing he could do. It was so hilarious. I'm loving this build. I'm loving this deck. I know the majority of the Yu-Gi-Oh players are crying about it, but I mean, like I said, you're always gonna have the poor with you and the crybabies and the complainers. So it's like, don't be surprised. So it's more like a troll deck. I'm loving it. I had a good laugh when I was watching it. I already know people are gonna hate this build, they'll hate the guy, but hey, the rules are the rules. He won, and everybody else is a loser. So typically, it's normal for losers to cry and complain. You will never hear like winners cry and complain. It's the losers. So you already know if somebody's crying and complaining, you know what they are. So with that having been said, you guys, Dark Magic Attack.